So what's the extent of your travels? Like, where's the farthest outskirts you've ever been on your travels? And along with that, I guess the most memorable, if you can say that.
I mean, really, like, that was only 5 days, and it lasted forever, and so there's not really one place I can tell you. I think the most memorable was probably Lakeland, Florida, when I just went down there because I heard there was a church that threw homeless people in jail, or just trespassed them, or wouldn't even, treat them right, kick them out of their services for showing up, and so definitely didn't expect to go down there and help some people and then get thrown in jail myself. So that was a fun one.
So you did.
I spent 3 days in Polk County, Florida, in jail, and 29 days after that, waiting for my trial. So couldn't leave the county. Pretty much got chased out of every parking lot. I had a pastor call every, like if I was at Walmart or Kohl's or Target in their parking lot, he called me and he's like, hey, you have a federal offender in your parking lot that's going to cause trouble, kick him out. So I ended up in the woods where the homeless people that I was ministering to were living in the swamps. And so I remember my bus got like overran with like ants and like I'm in the swamp. Like it felt like the apostles like literally running and hiding and stuff. Like there was nowhere I could go and I couldn't leave because if I left it would be a violation, of my bond and I would go to jail for even longer. And I was already looking to a year in jail for criminal trespassing. Like wasn't a joke. And so, all because this pastor didn't want me on his property, which, if we're being technical, wasn't his property to begin with. Because if this is some place that God gave you to minister in and it's not being used properly, it's like, what do you do? And so, it was weird because I just showed up and when they came to kick me out, God was telling me, no, like, I brought you here, you're going to stay here until lives are changed. And so, And it's funny because the cop didn't even want to throw me in jail as the pastor. The cop was like, I don't want to go back to my wife and say I've arrested like a man of God. I love what you're doing. And so, it was the church that pushed me being arrested. And I had the greatest 3 days in jail. It was amazing. Like, I met some really broken people. I met some amazing people. I met this guy named Peter that was in jail for life. Can't exactly remember why. But I do remember that he would read the Bible in different voices. Like, he's like, what do you think Peter sounds like, man? And like, there's this guy, Devontae, that was there for Open Container, and he's trying to act all tough, like, yeah, man, we're on the streets and junk. He's in there because he, drank a beer outside or something stupid. And, waiting for his mom to come bail him out. And so Devontae was like, would you shut up, man? I don't want to read the Bible. And he's like, get behind me, Satan. If you don't like it, you can leave. And I'm just like, where am I? I didn't poop for 3 days for obvious reasons. Because it's like when you, I don't know if you, I guess this may not, some of you, if you live in a house with someone who smokes, that smell wakes you up no matter how, tired you are when someone lights up a cigarette. Well, it's like that, except, we're in a cell with 6 guys and someone starts pooping. You're just like... no. No showers. No showers either. Until, no showers. But, on the 29th day, I stayed there. All these churches got involved. All these people got off the streets. People started flying in from all over America because I couldn't leave to help me. And the day before I was going to go to trial, the district attorney called me and she said, we're not going to press charges. We went to your website. What you do for these people are amazing. Just thanks for coming and come back anytime. And so... Go figure, they said that it would have been one of the worst public relations disasters if they tried to pursue charges against me, next to whenever they screwed up the ballots. And I was like, dang, that's pretty bad. And so that was pretty wild. But, and consequently, a lot of churches won't let me speak because I've been arrested, which is kind of one of those things where, have you read the Bible recently? Everyone that you quote and your cross-stitch pillows you have in your house are, quoted criminals, and so it's just...